In a world where music is a universal language, where our entire identities can be built around our favorite artists, and where silence is almost extinct, there exists a small but significant group of people who never listen to music. Not because they can't hear, not because they haven't found the right genre, but because music simply does nothing for them. They watch others get emotional over songs, see people who can't work without a playlist, and feel nothing but confusion. If you're watching this, you're either one of these people feeling profoundly misunderstood, or you're stunned that anyone could live without music's emotional touch. But here's the secret. Individuals who never listen to music aren't broken. They have a fascinating psychological profile that shows how certain minds process sound, emotions, and pleasure in a fundamentally different way. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will completely change how you see these individuals. And it might just challenge your ideas about what makes an experience universal. To understand why some people don't listen to music, we have to grasp how central it is to our culture. Music isn't just entertainment. It's woven into our social fabric, marking every major life event from weddings to funerals. We use it to regulate our mood, motivate us at the gym, and help us focus. The music industry is worth billions, and the average person spends over 18 hours a week listening. This has created an auditory expectation, a belief that everyone must connect with music. When someone says they don't, we react with shock, assuming something is wrong with them. But here's where it gets interesting. People who never listen to music are hyper-aware of its cultural importance. They've simply made an honest observation. For them, music doesn't add value, and in many cases, it actually makes things worse. This isn't about being contrarian. It's about respecting their own authentic response. This is rooted in 5 distinct psychological and neurological traits. First, specific musical anhedonia. This is a real neurological condition. For most of us, enjoyable music releases dopamine, the pleasure chemical. But for about 3 to 5% of the population with musical anhedonia, this doesn't happen. They can hear the music and recognize its structure, but it provides no emotional reward. It's like reading a phone book. You understand the words, but there's no joy in it. These individuals feel emotion from films, art, and relationships, but music specifically fails to connect. It's not a choice. It's how their brain is wired. Second, different auditory processing. Some people's brains find music distracting or overwhelming. Their minds are constantly trying to extract clear information from sound, like in a podcast or conversation. Music, being abstract, creates a kind of cognitive friction. It stimulates their brain but doesn't inform it, making it feel like effort without reward. While you might use music to focus, for them, it shatters their concentration. Silence or speech is simply more effective for their cognitive style. Third, independent emotional regulation. Most people use music as a tool to manage their feelings, to amplify joy or soothe sadness. But people who don't listen to music have often developed strong internal strategies for emotional regulation. They process feelings through introspection, exercise, or talking it out. They don't need an external soundtrack for their inner life. To them, music can even feel like emotional manipulation, an outside force telling them how to feel, which conflicts with their preference for authentic, internally generated emotions. Fourth, sensory sensitivity. For some, especially highly sensitive people, introverts, or those on the autism spectrum, music isn't a pleasant addition to life. It's a source of overstimulation. The modern world is already a sensory overload, and music just adds another layer of noise. They experience it as an unwanted intrusion that drains their mental energy. For them, avoiding music isn't about missing out on joy. It's an act of self-care to protect their nervous system. Their preference for silence is a way to maintain their well-being. And fifth, a stance against manipulation. These individuals are often keenly aware of how music is used to manipulate us, in movies to cue tears, in stores to encourage spending, or in restaurants to manage table turnover. This awareness creates resistance. They prefer to experience reality without this sonic filter, to feel what's genuinely there rather than what music suggests they should feel. It's a commitment to authenticity and a rejection of what can feel like a manufactured emotional experience. When you combine these 5 traits, neurological differences, cognitive preferences, internal emotional regulation, sensory sensitivity, and a desire for authenticity, you see a profile of someone who isn't broken, but simply different. This challenges the very idea that music is a universal human experience. It's profoundly important to most people, but not to everyone, and that's okay. Human neurodiversity extends into domains we once considered fundamental. Music lovers and music avoiders are both just trying to navigate life with the tools they have. One group finds profound meaning in organized sound. The other finds it distracting, manipulative, or simply unrewarding. Neither is wrong. So what does this mean for you? If you love music, I hope this builds compassion for those who don't. They aren't being difficult. Their brains are literally different. Stop trying to find them the right song and accept their experience as valid. And if you're someone who doesn't listen to music, I hope this gives you validation. You're not broken. Your brain is wired differently, and your silence is just as valid as someone else's soundtrack. Now I want to hear from you. Do you listen to music regularly, occasionally, or never? If you don't, how do people react when you tell them? And if you do, can you even imagine a world without it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one. If this video gave you language for your own experience or helped you understand someone new, hit that like button. And if you want to keep exploring the psychology behind behaviors that challenge our assumptions, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and whether your life has a soundtrack or unfolds in silence, I hope you're honoring the rhythm that works for you. See you next week.